Yeah, we do a little dance too.
You do?
Yeah, we do. Okay. Welcome, 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 everybody, to Everyday People. And I am your host. So I'm going to change up. So this week is a little bit different, and I'm going to change the style from now on. So I'm not going to be Fatty Laffy Taffy. I'm going to be me, Jesus Washington, and I am your host. And at the end of the year, I'm gonna go into. I'm gonna do a show just about me. If you just continue on watching, you're gonna get to know me because it's like 35 years of experiences and different adventures that I've been through. So I wanted to share that at the end of the year. I'll do a show just like this, and it's just gonna be me. And today's guest is Rodney R. Rhodes, and he is a producer. He writes movies, scripts, poetry. He writes poetry, and he produced this movie right here, Black Men, and he also is very very active, and he wrote this beautiful book, Running Base. It's a script, so you guys are all gonna get to know him today, and he's a very special guest, and we met on this is a very funny story because we met at DTE. So I do a phone call, and he's like, oh, you sound like a star. And I said, I do have music of my own. And that's how, and he told us, he was like, Google me. You're gonna see that I wrote movies and wrote scripts. And I did Google him. And this is how I found him. This is how I find my guests, everyday people, just, interacting living my everyday life. And I found the Everyday People guest, mashallah, from DTE. Yalla. Mr. Ronald Habibi, yalla, introduce yourself. Where did you get your name? Ronald R. Rhodes.
Well,
Rodney R. Rhodes.
Rodney R. Rhodes.
Yes.
It's supposed to be my brother's name.
That's supposed to be your brother's name?
His name is Mark Allen.
Uh-huh.
So my mom kind of gave it to me because she let my grandmother down by giving him Mark Allen. So I became Rodney R. Rhodes.
Uh-huh.
So as a little fella, I was like, okay. I didn't know. I was just looking at my mama like, you gave me a name. And it's, it's a country name, but hey, it's mine. So being from Tennessee and moving to HP, Highland Park.
Yes. From Michigan, from Highland Park, and he did a lot of great work here in Michigan. And he's also an activist as well. An activist, and he did a lot of things here for Michigan. So we're going to talk about everything. We're going to talk about all of your talents because you are so talented. And I want to ask you, the next question is, how did you get where you are right now in your life? Because you do so many amazing things. You are so creative in many genres, not just one thing. You have many things that you're talented in. So how I want to know the how, and our audience also wants to know the how.
Doing what I do.
Yes.
I wrote poems for girls when I was in high school.
You wrote poetry for girls?
Yes, and so that was my thing.
Uh-huh.
I was a class clown.
Uh-huh.
But I did know about girls because I got a beautiful mom and beautiful aunties.
Uh-huh.
So I go and I wanted some food.
Uh-huh.
They'd cook me cakes and whatever I wanted. And I
Yes.
just smile from, from white chocolate to black pearl.
Uh-huh.
And then I had red bones. So, that was my family. All the ladies stood pretty tall. My Aunt Josie, 6'2".
Yes.
So, I would do things to please my aunties and my mama. So, that was something I would do. It wasn't poetry.
Right.
But I just would there say, take the garbage out, cut the grass. So, I would do that.
Right.
So I can get some food. That was money to me back in the day. So I did that. So they say, okay, then next thing you know, like you said, how did I start writing? I started writing poems to girls. I can remember the first one I wrote. And I wrote
You could remember the first one that you wrote?
No, I don't remember the words, but I remembered that I wrote one for her.
Uh-huh. Oh, you're okay.
Because I kind of liked her.
Right.
But guess what?
Huh.
I put my boy's name on it like he wrote it. And she liked him. And I was like, I found out what I can do to get a girl now.
Yee! Hold on, you were right.
So she kind of liked it. Next thing you know, she started liking him. And so after that, I was a little nerd. And then I played football and all basketball like that. And I was playing for Highland Park Community High School football team.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I would go to the next block. I can catch pretty good because I got some nice little mitts on me. So next thing you know, I went up to play football, and I broke my ankle.
Yes.
So after breaking my ankle, it wasn't no more football. It wasn't no more too much basketball.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, I know what I can do. I can
Yes.
write poetry.
Right.
So I would write to girls, and it was pretty cool. My first book I wrote in 1989, but I was writing all through high school. Guys would laugh at me because I would walk around with a little red notebook. And they would be like, Willie Survive. It was a cartoon character. So they just started calling me Willie Survive.
Uh-huh.
They laughed at me. So next thing you know, I've been writing poetry since high school. But then when I went to college,
Uh-huh.
I went out and I was in an article. I wrote my first book in 1989,
Right.
Black Man Society. So
He's not laughing now, is he?
They probably, there's a lot of things they'll
He's not
laugh
laughing now, right?
but that was something I did because I really like doing it.
Yes.
You know, I can do poetry off the top of my head. Somebody say a word, I can kick it.
Yes, you can. Yes. That's like another thing with DTE when I was on the phone call. He was like, yo, like, give me a word. And he did, what was the word that I gave you? Infinity.
Infinity.
And he wrote, like, he told me out of, like, he freestyled a whole entire poem out of one word. That is, it was divine. It was really divine.
And I thank you for that because, you know, that was one thing I could do, you know. But then again, writing poetry, that was
Yes.
my release.
Yes.
You know, but, you know, growing up, and then most of my poems were for girls.
Yes.
Because, you know, I didn't want to go to a boy and
Mhm.
say, because I'll say something kind of sweet, some kind of, you know, for girls, not for boys. But I could write.
But you could write for both sexes. I mean, poetry is poetry. It's not
Right.
like a sex.
Then I'll make that power to the people. But I ain't going to do that for the guys.
Why? I mean, you haven't had
but
like
I-
a guy ask you to write like a poetry song for his girl?
Yeah, the guy even got married after me writing a poem for him. I ain't
Yeah.
gonna say his name because she might be listening. But so, you know,
Why she didn't know? Oh, so she's thinking that he wrote it or something.
right? Because I didn't wrote for kids, obituaries,
Wow.
for graduations,
Beautiful.
for weddings. Like, you know, when you get the poem, come to my wedding,
Yeah.
I get down there and write that. And I done did that. I didn't have fun doing it.
You're a walking history man.
And so many words. It might be some history, but you don't have too many people of color in it. But it's a lot of people of color in history. But, you know, they say historic. But
Yes.
I'll write about it. So a lot of things I did to help people to say they can.
Uh-huh.
Because, you know, my company
Yes.
is Blackified.
Yalla, tell everybody your company. I'm sorry. You
Oh,
do
no,
have a
I'm
company.
not
Yes.
bad because I'm just, you know.
Blackified LLC is his company. Everybody need to go Google this one and check him out because he's all over the internet.
You know what? And the thing about it is, they say, why, you know, some people say you're racist. I am black and I am magnified.
Who says you're a racist?
So many people. When I made a movie, I go out there with
Yes.
souls of black men.
Yalla, tell everybody.
I'll say, hey, I made a movie.
Yes.
The girls will say, what, you make a porno?
Yee!
I'll be like,
That's what they told you?
oh, man, anything that I say I do, they don't believe that I did it.
So you must have like met a whole lot of different people
Yeah, that's one thing, you know, I'm out.
to be able to you know come up with this masterpiece that's on Amazon, right? It's on Amazon.
My book running bases on Amazon.
Yes.
And I just signed with Page Turner Media.
Yes.
So they got my book Souls of a Man edition too.
Yes.
So, but I got a slave story back in 2003 called, and I put it on CD because people didn't want to read. You know, a lot of people don't. So I put it on CD, and I was down in Whiteville, Tennessee.
Yes.
And I sat down at a microphone and I read the story to people.
Mhm.
And then people be like, "That's you? You did that? Where did you get that story?" I said, "God gave it to me. I was just sitting down and I just got it." Next thing you know,
And that's how it is. Like every time like a thought goes through your head, you're writing it down.
right. But now, I might do it. ASDF, JKL, semicolon. I ain't
Yes.
too good at typing that. But I will.
You type everything.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
I
type
know.
everything.
And then, a lot of times when you're writing words, a man told me a long time ago.
Mhm.
He said, "You're fine, doing fine."
Mhm.
And I said, "What that mean?"
Mhm.
He said, "I'm telling you, your grades, FFFDF."
FFD.
And I said, "You ain't too far away from it."
Yes.
But even now, I can tell you stories about that. I had a beautiful young lady I dated in high school.
Mhm.
Had hazel green eyes.
Mhm.
And so, she would say, "You ain't kissing me no more." I say, "Why?" "You messing up in school." So guess what? I became the Black Einstein.
Right.
I went to high school and I graduated. Even when I graduated, I did things kind of backwards.
Yes.
I James Brown across the stage. I did.
Like I've noticed, like talking to you, like when I talk to you, it's nice because it's like it's a part of you. You can talk about like many like different subjects within one sitting. You know what I mean? And you can talk about like different things and go into different thoughts, and it's just like being who you are, the producer that you are, with like different thoughts and that's how like you come up with these different characters
all the
for
time.
like your black men, the souls of black men.
Oh.
So you have to think about every single character in the movie. You have to think about what they're thinking about, what they're dressing, how they're feeling, and it's just like it's a lot of thought that comes into creating a masterpiece like this. You know what I mean? So what were you like going through when you created these characters in this movie? What was the thought process?
Sitting down, just thinking. Like I say, I did a slave story.
Mm-hmm.
Never been a slave,
Mm-hmm.
but I heard about roots. And 12 Years a Slave wasn't even out when I did mine. That was 2003.
Uh-huh.
So, I took guys and ladies at my job
Yes.
and I made their names into my characters in my script. We had a guy named Mustafa.
Like everyday people.
Everyday people.
Yalla, everyday people.
So I would sit down at work and I'd be like, and another thing, I'm going to skip around, I do it. We was playing spades at lunchtime.
Uh-huh.
I knew how to play spades.
Yes.
I kicked somebody's butt in spades.
Uh-huh.
But then they started playing bid whist. I ain't know nothing about bid whist. I was like, I'm going to go right. I used to go get the paper in the bathroom. I just took a roll and I just started writing the wise man on the corner.
On a roll?
On the roll.
On a toilet paper?
Yeah, to dry your hands with. So,
Towel paper.
right. Whatever it is.
And that's where you wrote like all your scripts?
Then I put it on a little notebook. Cause I said, this is because one day it got wet.
What year are we talking about?
That was 2000, probably 2002.
Okay.
And then it came out and I put it on CD in 2003.
Uh-huh.
I went down, had a mic like this, and it was a studio.
Right.
Had egg curtains on the wall and everything. I'm sitting there speaking, talking about Buddy Green.
Mm-hmm.
So I did that, hooked it up. Next thing you know, I'm cool with it. I didn't wrote scripts, but not knowing I'm writing scripts.
Wow.
With the wise man on the corner.
Wow.
And my father, God rest his soul, had a friend named Buddy Green.
Mm-hmm.
And we stayed in Whiteville, Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
We had a 100-acre farm, my grandfather.
Mm-hmm.
So 100 acres is a long way, but you go down there and we do whatever we do. So we have fun, but I would cut grass.
Mhm.
So, hard work was a part of me. When you got you cutting grass,
Yes.
I used to cut, my Aunt Josie lived on 5 acres. So I would take the riding lawnmower or the push mower,
Uh-huh.
do the outsides around the trees and stuff.
Yes.
So I'm out there. So I was working, not knowing I'm working, but that was our job in
Yes.
the summertime.
Yes.
Now my uncle would give me a knee high. He have a Sprite. I'd be like, okay. Then I just do what I do because it had to work to do what you had to do. Cause you want candy, you want cakes.
Right.
So
Yeah, like I noticed, like in this movie right here, in the Souls of Black Men, like you talk about the pain, like the stories about like the pain and the struggles that they were, that they were like they encountered like different life experiences and different struggles. Like how do you bring all of that into a movie? You know what I mean?
You know what?
Huh.
I'll put it like this: 85% of Souls of Black Men
Yeah,
is me. It's my life.
it's your life.
Because when you work, and I had a good job.
Mhm.
I worked at Chrysler Motor Company.
Right.
This has been my 29th year
Mhm.
this year.
Right.
So the characters, I worked as on the line. I ain't work on the line, but I worked in the machining department.
Yes.
And
You worked at Chrysler.
Chrysler.
Yes.
So I knew people,
Mhm.
and I would laugh with it, but I was silly too. So I dance and I do whatever I had to do.
Yes.
So the characters was somewhat me.
Mhm.
I can write about me.
Right.
I was a hustler, far as books, movies, and CDs,
Yes.
and poems and all that. But you say I'm a writer, so I wasn't no big baller shot caller. But I had my own.
You will be.
Well, as long as I'm doing it legit for my sons to say, here it is. But I ain't knocking the way they roll because I'm from Highland Park.
Yes.
I knew some of the guys who did some things, but they were my friends.
Right.
So, and then I was so into what I was into,
Yes.
I didn't want to be, because I'll take something to the limit.
Right.
So I'm glad I did what I did.
Right.
As a man, this is what I do.
Right.
The books, movies, and CDs.
They're all a part of you.
I go to places, I done spoke where white folk at.
Right.
And I'm talking about blackified.
Right.
Before Black Lives Matter,
Yes.
I've been Black Man Society. I wrote that in 89? 89.
Uh-huh.
So that was a long time ago.
Those, yes.
And I got one of my best quotes I ever wrote. To be free, you must have knowledge to know who you are. So sometimes they be like,
Beautiful. Let's hold that thought. Let's hold it there. Let's do a little commercial break so that we can get back. Okay, you are watching Everyday People Live, streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and other top social media platforms. Make sure you go and like. Don't forget to like, to follow, to share, to subscribe, and comment. And thank you so much for watching WJZZ, Cool TV, the coolest station in the world. And thank you for supporting this show. And you can also be a sponsor by hitting the Cash App, capital J 112233, capital W. And thank you so much for your support, everybody, and thank you so much for watching. And let's continue with our beautiful guest, Rodney R. Rhodes. Let's continue with the movie that you basically wrote, and you wrote it. You also shot it, right?
No.
Who?
Erica D. Hayes.
Let's go through the credits of everything
Okay,
of
there's no way.
who played in the movie. We want to go through the characters who
Take this
played.
dress off, get
We
a
want to
little
go through
older.
everything.
I'm going to give out a shot to my director.
Yes.
She just did a video. She got about 90 million hits
Beautiful.
on Centric, BET, MTV, and VH1.
Yes.
She ain't no joke.
Mhm.
DJ Bunny. When I met her,
Mhm.
we did the first trailer to Souls of Black Men.
Mhm.
And then the next one, we made a movie. And then the next one, we on TV.
Right.
Because, she all over the world.
Exactly.
I'm in Detroit 313. You can't
313.
laugh at me. But you know, when I'm out here, and then I'm gonna tell you about the characters. Now these characters,
Uh-huh.
God bless me again. Dave V. Dorsey.
Mm-hmm.
I call him Super Dave.
Mm-hmm.
Dave is an Ebony Fashion Fair model. In 40 years, it was only 3 males, and he was one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Then I got Nathan Hauser. He opened up for George Foreman. He was a fighter. He's an actor too. He's how you say, a diligent actor.
Mm-hmm.
He really is. Then Cornell Franklin. Cornell Franklin went to Knoxville College with me. And he been all the shows I put on, CDs, whatever I'm doing. He'll say, I got you, little bro. So he helped me out. And I say, Cornell, do you want to be in the movie? And he was like, what? Next thing you know, he in a movie that made WADL in Canada and the United States.
Yes.
Then Kevin Lewis, I meet him at WHPR
Mm-hmm.
in Highland Park. And I say, hey man, what you doing?
Uh-huh.
I'm working.
Uh-huh.
Then he say, I said, I'm making a movie, man. You gonna be in my movie?
Yes.
He said, man, I've been in a movie with George Clooney.
Mm-hmm.
I get a royalty check from Up in the Air with George Clooney. I'm like, dang. You know. So then I got Lloyd Dwayne.
Uh-huh.
You know, Lloyd, I say the year of the Lloyd. I always say that to him when I talk to him. Lloyd was a background singer to Chemistry, or
Yeah.
Kim. When you're from Detroit, you know him as Chemistry, but
Yes.
Kim. So he out there, he got a song in the movie Souls of Black Men. He kicking it, and he can really sing. I'm talking about he sing very well.
Mm-hmm.
But he been all over the world with Kim. And then I'm missing one more, DeLorean Cotton.
Mm-hmm.
He was in it with Hempfield.
Mm-hmm.
The big play, what's his name, Hempfield? But, but he do plays with him.
Yes.
And he, Steve Hempfield, I think I'm slipping, but he good at what he do.
Mm-hmm.
And DeLorean Cotton been in plays with DeLorean, what's her name? Mike Tyson's all right. Robin Gibbons and all that.
And how do you get you got like all of these characters, and this is like time consuming. We're talking about this is a lot of detail.
You know what? I met some.
How long did it take you to do all this?
We did that 2009. We did the first trailer. 2011, the movie was done. Because, we got...
Wait, from 2009?
9 to 2011. I'm meeting people.
2 years.
Yeah. So next thing you know, but she done did Lettucey's video.
Mm-hmm.
What's the other one? Lettucey. Raphael Sadiq. A host of rappers. And Kim.
Yeah.
And she directed Bruce.
Yes.
And what's the other? Anthony Anderson.
Yes.
And she done did so many of them. She got 90 million hits, so she got the flavor of the month.
Yeah.
So I'm cool with that, but she's up there. And I'm just driving the trailer, but I'm the 313.
You think she worked with you? Didn't she work with you?
Yeah, but she, when you get on that next level, I just asked her. I said, Erica, can I put your name as the director on the commercials for WADL? She said, yeah. Like, what'd you think? I work too.
You're right.
So, yeah, but with the movie, I had to represent the people who represented me.
That was my next question, yes.
I put all the names. I asked them, you don't mind if you in the commercial?
Yes.
Because I did it the first time.
Mm-hmm.
I did Dave, Nathan,
Mm-hmm.
and Lloyd.
Okay.
And then I said the next time it came on, I did the other people on the other side. Then I did Shannon Hamlet, and I did Tamira Adams.
Yes.
Seneca. That's her name now. She's married. God bless her. But this has been a while.
Yes.
But then again, at that time, I made a movie. I wrote it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm asking people, you want to help me finance the movie? They were like...
They were laughing at you?
How many people...
Why they laugh at you? For what?
Yeah, but then I said, it's my baby.
Exactly.
So I took the buyout from Chrysler.
Uh-huh.
So I was number
So
14.
these are the struggles people don't
They don't
hear
know.
about. They don't know. And
Right.
yes. And we want you to talk about them because it's real.
Right. So I took the buyout from Chrysler. Out
Uh-huh.
of 1,400 people, I
Yes.
was number 10 on seniority. It
Wow.
wasn't like I was at the end. I was at the top. I
Mhm.
ain't have to work. But then again, God bless me. Jesus, God bless me. When I looked up, I made my movie. But don't think, because I was making money too at Chrysler.
Yes.
I would work. I got injuries all working hard, like they say at plantation.
Wow.
Yeah, I was mopping and screwing and doing all kinds of things. But then again, that's the flip side. People don't know that a black man got to go through a lot
Mhm.
in the 313.
Mhm. So it's a
Um,
struggle.
There's struggles. I was on True TV.
Oh.
And now, for a little guy,
Uh-huh.
God rest his soul, Jamar Pinkney Jr.
Yes.
I didn't see the murder, but his father killed him.
Mm.
I had to bring him the blanket. So I'm going through things, and people, Rodney ain't doing nothing. But Rodney books, and I don't even talk about the CD here. I'm talking about the other things.
Rodney's busy.
Yeah, you know what? So the CD,
Yes.
the book, the movies. Yeah, this been, I'm out there doing what I do. So, lady friend came around in my life.
But I wanted to ask you like one more question about the movie.
Okay.
Like I know you have to like with the characters. Isn't there like a budget that you had to come up with all of that? You know what I mean? People don't talk about that.
Well, yeah, but we had it.
And you had to come up with all of that, right?
I was the executive producer,
Yes.
but God bless me. So, I'm doing everything. The movie was shot at historical locations in Detroit.
Yes.
Baker's Keyboard Lounge, the oldest jazz club in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Little Rock Baptist Church, Dr. Holly. Then we had Belle Isle when it was a state park, but now it's a city park. Now it's a state park.
Right.
So we got the all of it. We did it big time. We had the people moving when it first started. Erica, that's Erica. I'm gonna give it up for her because she's doing a lot. I'm doing a lot, but we doing it together for our movie. Because I look at black and white movies all the time.
Yes.
So when we going on, this will still be shown. Because
Yes.
we don't know nothing about Ginger Rogers, Fred Astaire, Gregory Peck. We don't know, but we look at their movies like that was a good movie.
Yes.
But I could say in 1939, the movie, not The Wiz, but The Wizard of Oz.
Yes.
And what's the one? Frankly, I Don't Give a Damn.
Mhm.
What was that movie? I gotta think of it because I be thinking about so much.
That was
Wow. But that was what was that movie? When he said, "Frankly, I don't give a damn." What was that? Gone with the Wind.
Gone with the Wind.
Right. So that was 1939. It was another couple of movies.
Oh yes, it's called Gone with the Wind. Yes.
Yeah. So movies still be around.
Yes.
And
And that's what I'm saying. Like the story is real.
Right.
And it's a story that people go through right now.
Right. Because you know what? A man named Mr. Willie, he's gone on. He was an older man. He said it's the best movie he ever seen.
Yes, it really is.
And so a lot of people but instead of seeing them go through things,
Yes.
I wrote about black men doing the good things.
Yes.
There was over the biggest construction company in the city.
Exactly.
One was a big time reverend. One was an actor. One was a lawyer. They made money. So they was just doing, but me as young...
And these are the stories that you don't hear about, like about like the black men, like in a positive perspective, or like that they're doing something positive out here for themselves and the community. But you always hear like all the negative things that a black man does, right?
Most definitely. Because you know what? When you look at TV, God rest his soul, George Floyd, you thinking about black men. He was working. He was doing his thing.
Yes.
He might have been at a bar or club, but he was protecting people too.
Yes.
Because you know how many people did he protect before he was strangled
Yes.
or kneed to death?
Mm-hmm.
They'd be like, he just worked in a bar. But guess what? He was a bouncer. So, you know, when women drunk or guys drunk, he got to protect them to their cars.
Right.
So,
Right.
give it up for him.
Yeah.
You know, like they say, Black Lives Matter. I say, it been mattering me.
Like we should talk about the positive things that black men do in the community.
Right.
And put that to light, you know, and that's, you know, what I wanted to bring on the show also on Everyday People, also like bring the positive things about people.
You know,
It's not just, you know, about like black and white, but it is, you know, sadly it is in our society, it is. And since we're, you know, but like if we look at the positive things, and that's why like I wanted to have you here, because you tell a real story about what our, you know, people are doing here, because like people look at the negative things, they don't look at the positive things. And this is just so beautiful how you're bringing like everyone together, you know, with your stories.
And you know what? Jesus.
Hmm.
This could be every race of
Yeah.
people.
Exactly.
You can say
Yes.
whatever, black, white, Indian, Arabic,
Yes.
you can put it whatever
Right.
mean. Because they all go through it.
They all go through it. Yes.
And you know, and so it ain't like I'm gonna be like, I'm the first one, because everybody writes stories,
Yes.
you know. So I wasn't a slave, but I wrote The Wise Man on the Corner. That's in, what, I'll say 2001, 2? Somewhere I'm writing it down, writing on that paper.
Yes.
I'm writing.
Yes.
So, you know, a lot of times people look at me, Ronnie, what, you ain't did, and your money ain't in. You made TV. And then they be like, so what? Did I cuss in it? Did I have anybody naked in it? No, I didn't. I said you can watch it with your grandmama, your grandfather, and your baby.
Right.
And still say, oh,
Family friendly.
and the men are suited and booted. They ain't got one time.
Uh-huh.
Some man come on there with some, he worked for Chrysler, right? So he
Right.
got on some pants and a t-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
But they had Black Man Society. Black Man Society was my first book, so I had to make it their organization. That they
So that's
So
where
I-
you got that from.
right, Black Man Society. We in
Yes.
the Black Man. I wrote it. I said I can put anything. I wrote it.
Right,
so,
right.
So they ain't mad. But you know, but they go through the Reverend's wife cheating on him, and ain't the Reverend cheating on the wife.
Right.
She cheating on him.
Uh,
And then you know, but that's what it is.
yes.
Sometimes, cause you know I'm a man, so, and I didn't date some women sometimes.
Right.
Yeah, most of the time, all the time. But you know,
Mm-hmm.
women they want to O too.
Mm-hmm.
Now I don't want to say it, but ORGA, whatever. I don't want, you can say it. Because they'll show I don't want to. But they want a man to make them come to the front too. The man want a woman to make him come to the front. But they say, oh, the man just doing.
Mm-hmm.
You were kissing me as well as I was kissing you.
Right. It takes two to mingle.
Right.
It doesn't take only one. It takes two.
And then, you know.
Right. So
Baby-
you brought all these stories together. It's so beautiful, like how you brought all these stories together.
Right.
And you come up with the different characters, what they do, what they talk, what they say, how they move, and everything. It's just a
You
whole
know,
lot of
they
detail.
suited and booted, and they have a lot of
Suited and
prayer.
booted. Yes.
You know, if you Baptist, if you're Christian, if you're Muslim, if you Buddhism, whatever, you're going to pray.
Uh-huh.
But then again, I kick it around about the things about Ukraine and all that.
Yes.
And I can say
Well,
them people of color.
yes,
It's-
and we do feel with all the Ukrainians, you know.
Because if
Yes,
you've
definitely.
been down, you don't wish no bad on nobody. Because you
Yes.
didn't been down.
Yes.
Like I say, I was one of them brothers who paid FOC.
Mm-hmm.
And I was paying a lot, working.
Oh.
And you know, the thing about it is, you know, I don't want to make a political
Well, I
show.
wanted to transition
All right, go
to
ahead.
your next your runner base. This is a script, right?
Running base.
Running base. This is a script. and you need to put this out in universities and schools, and this has to be a part of like our like next generational thing, like because there's theaters in schools,
Right.
and students can literally take this and play out the different characters. And
And that's what that's about. It's a love
yes.
story.
So tell us about the picture. Tell us
Okay.
who the young lady is. Tell us everything.
This picture
Yes.
is this was one
Here,
of my
put it in the camera.
hey, one of my friends in high school.
This is one of your friends in high school.
Yeah,
Okay.
Tammy Tarver.
Uh-huh.
She went to Dillard University. She went to USD too. But-
Shout out to University of Detroit Mercy. That's where I graduated from.
Right, so, yeah, I got stories about it. Yeah, but here it is. So, and I asked her, I said, "Can I use you as for my book,
Yes.
my script?" She was like, "Ronnie, it ain't gonna be nothing nasty." Is it?" Well, but it was a more of a love story.
Yes.
It's Dino and April.
Uh-huh.
They had a child
Yes.
named Mendiza Lioness Coleman.
Mm-hmm.
I said, that's kind of, that's her name. The father said she a little warrior.
Yes.
So her name going to be Mendiza.
Mendiza.
Lioness for a lady lion.
Yes.
Coleman was his last name. So she ended up winning gold medals in the Olympics. She became an Olympic darling.
Beautiful.
Wow. So it came out in 2021 before the Olympics really hit.
Uh-huh.
I've been writing it for a while,
Wow.
but I really sat down. Some of it is
Tell us what the script is about.
is about Dino and April.
Mm-hmm.
April is Mexican and
Mhm.
Dino is black,
Okay.
and they down in Texas.
Uh-huh.
Dino could play the bass guitar,
Mhm.
and April, she can run track very well.
Mhm.
So that's where the title came in.
Yes.
Running bass. She's a run. Her mama was a runner. Her father could play the bass,
Yes.
and so running bass. So that was them two together. So they did whatever they did together.
Mhm.
They had an Olympic young daughter. She would run like her mama and can play the bass. So she ended up going to London for the Olympics.
Wow.
And she won 3 events.
Mhm.
And they were honoring her at the festival
Yes.
when she won. They said, well, we got to go back to the United States, but right now we in London.
Uh-huh.
So when she won,
Uh-huh.
they asked her. She a shy young lady. She was 19 in college, in high school. And
Yes.
then the Olympics was afterwards. But she was so good, they put her in the Olympics.
Mhm.
Because you couldn't stop her because she was a dynamo. So when she went to the Olympics, she became the Olympic the darling. So she started, running and whatever, she winning.
Yes.
So when she won, she got up there, she was shy. She was, she was just, okay, I'm happy to be here.
Right.
So at the end, in London, they played a song that her father had wrote with the
Aw.
bass for her mom.
Okay.
Back in the long when she was a little
She's
girl.
A little girl, yeah.
So next thing they played that. They from Texas.
Right.
So they did all that, but they didn't know that he always would work.
Mhm.
We had a paper route and everything.
Mhm.
But the father did, but he loved his young daughter. So he did everything that he could do for his daughter.
Right.
And the mama did too.
Yes.
So she became a nurse
Mhm.
because when she was born, when Mendiza was born, the nurse took care of her mom in the hospital.
Mhm.
So they would always see her. She say, "Wow." April said, "I want to be what she is."
Right.
Her sister was a nurse too, but both of them was Mexican. So
Uh-huh.
she was like, "I want to be a nurse."
Right.
And she said, "Well, And then it's got a little twist to it. You know, that mind be, yeah. So, her dad he kind of hit the sauce.
Mm-hmm.
His dad was a reverend.
Okay.
So, they didn't know they were married. They didn't know nothing about them.
Mm-hmm.
But they kept it together because they loved each other.
Mm-hmm.
So he would play then he started working for the state park.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it was a national park, but he had money.
Okay,
'Cause
I'm
he had to
gonna
grow-
cut you off to do a commercial,
Okay.
and then we will continue with your running base script,
Script.
and we will continue to talk about this one. You are watching Everyday People Live, streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and other top social media platforms. Make sure you like. Make sure you follow, you subscribe, and you make sure you comment as well. And make sure you comment about our beautiful guest today, Rodney. And thank you so much for watching WJZZ, coolest TV in the whole entire nation. And you make sure you can, if you want to sponsor the show, or you can send it to this Cash App, capital J 112233W, capital W. And thank you so much for watching. And let's continue with our show. You'll continue telling us about your script.
So,
Running Base is the name of the script.
You know, I'm happy
Mm-hmm.
for
Mm-hmm.
Souls of Black Men.
Yeah.
But this one right here,
Yes.
this one I put a lot of love into it. It was about a lot of love.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, when you think about people
Mm-hmm.
and I done had some girlfriends. I done had whatever.
Yes.
But, and sometimes I got to take relationships and put them all together.
Yes.
Some people, it'll be happy times.
Mm-hmm.
Some days it's bad times. And some, like they said, like sometimes with good times. So you just put it together
You put
because
it all together.
because every day it is not going to be 100 degrees.
Yes.
Every day it's not going to be 10 below.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing we do know, the sun going to shine and the moon going to shine.
Yes.
So that's like every day,
That's
all
every
the
day.
time. It's there.
Yes.
So, I try to write about love because love is something that we can all
Share.
share. And you can really come together and you can love who you with
Yes.
because that's your understanding. People be like, baby, it's all right.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I could write a poem. One word to take me way over there somewhere. But that's
Yeah.
what it is. So
You're going to tell us a poem.
Mhm.
You're going to tell us a poem, but I wanted to share that with everybody that you were on the magazine for Native Detroiter. Native Detroiter, he was on a magazine. And they have you featured in their magazine. This is his photo right here. Looks so beautiful. And you give a lot of speeches, and you go to like different events and things like that, and you speak about the different types of work that you have done. Where did you go?
I was a speaker
Uh-huh.
when it was 50 at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Black Hayes. I call her the trendsetter, her and her husband.
Yes.
But I was the keynote speaker.
Uh-huh.
I done met a lot of fabulous people.
Yeah, and you
along
met
the
a
way.
lot of famous people too. Who did you meet too? You showed me pictures you showed me pictures, a lot of pictures. Yeah, let's
I
tell us
met,
some.
Tommy Hearns. I done met Isaiah Thomas.
Uh-huh.
I done met Delicious.
Mhm.
Because my friend Yetta Young, she did the Vagina Monologue. She went to high school with me.
Wow.
So she had so many beautiful ladies in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was the one I was like the jitney. I was there, whatever she wanted me to do, I did. But I didn't do nothing about the theatrical and nothing like that. But if they needed something,
Yes.
I was there. If I had to stand at the door
Yes.
and see I didn't see the play.
Oh,
Because I was open, like, looking at the tickets. Is she coming down B5? So remember, I did that. So,
Right.
and you know, I say Yetta Young. I can say another guy, Talib Karim. He's a professor at Howard. He a lawyer down on Capitol Hill.
Mhm.
I can go along so many people that I done met because I was out there. I was a hustler. So,
Yes.
you know, going out there meeting people,
Yes.
I done met some of the last poets, some of the, who else was somebody that I met that was, I done met, and got pictures with them too.
Yeah.
Rasheed Wallace of the Pistons.
Yeah, Rasheed Wallace.
The first person I met,
Uh-huh.
I was in high school.
Yes.
I met John Sally.
Uh-huh.
I called him Boney Romeo. Hey, Boney Romeo. But, you know, I'm meeting people.
Right.
Then, let me see. I met Denise Dowse. She been in more plays and movies than anybody I really know.
Yes.
But she what people will say, if you ever seen Ray
Uh-huh.
with Jamie Foxx, she
Yes.
told Jamie Foxx about about when she was sleeping with some lady
Mhm.
and that she didn't want to sleep with her.
Uh-huh.
Blackberry cobbler. When she said, "You want some more blackberry cobbler, Ray?" And then that was Jamie Foxx and Denise Dowse. Met her. I done met. I can keep going on and on about people I done met.
Mm.
And sometimes if you go on Facebook, you'll see. I done met.
They've seen your movie?
They heard my CD because I gave every actor actress who was in the movie. I gave them one of my CDs.
Okay.
But they probably say, "I met that guy. He made Souls of Black Men." Yeah, I did. But you know,
Yeah, well, I want to see you get a Grammy at least.
you know, and you know, I didn't even talk about that. I'll tell you, the one award I won,
Uh-huh.
I am a WordPress honoree. I found out in Michigan.
Uh-huh.
At the time when I looked up, probably 2008, about 2009.
Yes.
It was only 4 of them, 4
Mhm.
people. And I was one of them. I was like, dang, I didn't know I was 4
Mm-hmm.
people. But they's like an honoree. So they made me an honoree. And if you Google me, Rodney R. Rose, you will see.
Googling this one. Google. That's how I found out about him, is that I Googled him. I Googled. He's all over the internet, this one. All over the internet, mashallah. Accomplished so many things.
You know, so, you know, for me, like they say, you ain't on TMZ. So I guess I ain't really did too much to people. But I'm on Jesus' show, so I'm all right
You're
now.
on my show. You're on my show. You're on Everyday People. And everybody watching you on Everyday People. And I will, yalla, comment down below. MashaAllah. He is Rodney R. Rhodes. And Rodney, you've done and I have another question for you. Before, we're gonna wrap up, right? But before we wrap up, I want you to say a poem, because as I was telling everyone, as I was telling all of you, he wrote a poem about infinity. So the word now that I'm gonna give you is love.
Wow.
Love. But I want 2 poems about love. One poem I want it to be about a woman, and the other one is gonna be general.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Let me see. Love.
Yes.
I looked into her eyes. I was hypnotized. Everything about her made me understand I wanted to be her man. She looked at me and said, "Hey, why don't you stop saying something that you don't really mean?" I said, "But baby, you look like a queen. I don't want to do you wrong because I got a song. I'm going to sing to you even though I can't hold a note. But you're going to do everything I need because love came my way and I want to brighten up your day. I want you to feel the vibe because I want to say that I want to be alive with you forever and a day. And you will always make me feel that I can do everything right because you're out of sight, because I see love. EVOL backwards."
Beautiful. Yalla. Beautiful, beautiful poem.
So-
And it's how do you do all that? It just flows naturally. It just flows. Now tell us another poem, just a general about love, nature, and love
Okay.
like that.
Let me see. When I woke up this morning with snow on the ground, But I'm going to look at my watch. It's the 28th. And guess what? Tomorrow will be the first day. We got 20 more days to spring, so that'll be a lot of love. We'll see green grass and hypnotizing sight. Because every time I look at you, I want to shine bright with you because I love you. Because it's going to be something I never thought I would have. I would have you on beside my side because I'll put you on my car and we can ride my ride because it's love there, baby. We can go from Jefferson all the way to the New Center area, all the way to, how you say, Green. But guess what? I'm still going to be your man because I love you to the limit because you everything to about me and you. I'm going to take it all the way through HP, Highland Park, for ones who don't know it. And then I'm going to go on 6 Mile and 7 Mile. I'm still going to have style. Then I'm going to go to 9 Mile. And then I'm 8 Mile and 9 Mile. I'm going to be Ferndale. And I'm going to go to Birmingham. And I'm going to be in Bloomfield. But I guess it's going to be a lot of love because I'm a 313 man. So I'm going to do what I do because I'm going to be stuck to you because I'm in love with the nature of life because I want you to be my life, my wife. I'm sorry about that.
313! I like this one. Very nice. Thank you. Bravo. Thank you. So we have 5 last minutes. In the 5 last minutes, I want you to tell our viewers what is the next step for you? And what are you working on? So your projects that you're working on right now.
You know what? Running Bass. I want it to be a movie.
Uh-huh.
And I got Lonnie Miley of Parliament Funkadelic.
Uh-huh.
But Lonnie Miley, thou one.
Uh-huh.
And I give it out for Strat's family. He passed on a couple of weeks ago. But they was at my show. You know, I got a show coming up August 13th on North.
Your show?
Yes, it's called.
Oh, congratulations, yellow, everybody.
It's a North Street block party.
Okay.
We had Dreams Deferred, the Fantastic Four Orchestra. We had them kick it on our street with Cat.
Yes, the block party that you showed me the video of this one. It was so beautiful. It was so good. It was nice. How you guys came together to do like a block party and just the amount of work that you guys had to do and setting up everything. It was really, really professional, you know?
Oh, man, because you know what? Dreams Deferred and Catnip. Y'all know Catnip on Cool Jazz. He brought the comedians. And, he helped us out. Mm-hmm. We raise up what we raise up. The money to protect what they do.
Yes.
Because we know being somebody in the crowd,
mm-hmm.
you want everybody to feel proud about what they do. Because like I'm an author.
Yes.
And I put movies out there and I used to go around and say, hey, you want to buy my movie? It's $20. They'd be like, man, I get 6 bootlegs for $10. You too much. I say, do you know the actors in the movie?
Do I know all of them?
No, I'm talking about when I used to ask people.
Yeah, when
they'd be like, did you see Belle Isle? Did you see Bakers?
Wow.
Did you see
you're just doing all self-advertisements.
Right. But I was $20 because, I put stuff in the right packaging.
Yes.
When people can say, oh, I didn't even say this, Jesus. My book in the Detroit Public Library, the mm-hmm. Southfield Library, Tennessee State University Library. Mm-hmm. Some things, they'd be like, you trying to sell it, go to the library and get a book. Uh-huh. If you want to read it. Yeah. I ain't trying to make money off of you every time I do something because of black and magnified in a good light. Mm-hmm. So I try to say that, why they say that? Mm-hmm. Are you a racist? No, I'm just black. And I'm magnified. Do you know anybody with a movie that came on TV? Oh. Now you're being mean. You're being mean. You don't have to say you're a movie on TV. But I know people seen it because they had about 40 commercials for it. So, and then you see a whole black cast.
Yes.
I didn't look.
So what's your advice to everybody? Like, what is your advice to everybody that wants to do what you do?
Keep on going. Because a lot of times you're going to hear no. Uh-huh. But then some people, like yourself, you mm-hmm. said, he really did something.
You did a lot of things.
Can I say this?
You have 1 last minute.
Okay.
We have 1 last minute. And thank you, everybody, for watching.
I got this young guy.
Yes.
I'm even a rapper. I'm not a rapper, but I am a rapper.
Yes.
I wrote this rap, the first part of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Cuts.
Mm-hmm.
Cuttz, featuring Randu. I'm Randu. So when you hear Cuts and you hear Lady, then you hear Cuts.
Mm-hmm.
That was me speaking, the first one you'll see on YouTube.
Uh-huh.
Just all you gotta do, and they'd be like, nah, we don't know. I know y'all got YouTube, and y'all got Google, all on y'all phone because y'all got them like everybody else. All you gotta do is punch in Randu on YouTube.
Yes.
And then you'll
Google
see,
this one.
You'll see my name, but it's Cuts. He's the rapper. I just got a little spot to start it off. You won't see me in the video,
yes.
but you'll see Cuts. He shot it at
well, we
the
have
Metro
to
Call. Not
yes.
Metro. The Greek Town. Not Greek Town. What's the other casino?
MGM. The
Not that
casino.
one. Greek Town. I don't know.
So okay, well, thank you so much.
Metro.
I think
The one with them. But my bag, I mean.
Yalla, make sure you follow him. Make sure you Google him. And thank you so much, everybody, for watching Everyday People live streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Twitter, and top social media platforms. Make sure you like, you follow, and you subscribe, and you comment. And thank you for watching WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world. And we will see everybody next week. Thank you. Yalla, bye, bye, bye.